See shadow, it's all I know. Tell me now, where did you go? I lost the light, losing your eyes. I come you down, let it shine. I see shadow, it's all I know. Tell me now, where did you go? Where did you go?
Gemini, welcome to your May 1st through 15th, 2019 reading. I'm Princess India. If you're new, if you're family, welcome back to my channel. I'm laughing because I'm laughing at myself. Because y'all just had a bomb reading I just did. But that daddy ain't record. I'm so hurt right now. I'm all in my feelings. I just want you to know that. But I guess it's because I forgot to pull the dice of resonance. Maybe that's why I didn't record. I'm just going to tell myself that to make myself feel better. Because I always do that when Gemini is first. Y'all are my rising sign, by the way. I have no idea how, whenever you guys have the highest views, and I do you guys first, I always forget your dice of resonance. So maybe that's what it was. But anywho, whenever readings don't record, I always take that as a sign that messages wasn't supposed to get out. You know? So anywho, we're going to take a gander at you and your person of interest. I'm going to look at the energy between you guys. And for cross-watchers, if you're cross-watching for a Gemini, you're probably going to resonate more on the side that I'm reading for Gemini. And the Gemini you're cross-watching for will probably resonate more on the other side for Gemini's person of interest. So we're going to ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance for Geminis again for May 1st through 15th. Anything of utmost importance, Spirit, I ask that come to the forefront of this reading. I really feel some type of way. I need y'all to know that. So anyway, the energy between you and your person of interest. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Five of Pentacles. Well, I was about to say Five of Swords. Well, it looks like somebody is paying attention to their self-worth and value, focusing on themselves, focusing on their money, and leaving somebody out in the cold, or it could be the other way around. Somebody decided to be more self-focused after being left out in the cold. First card we have for Gemini is the Three of Cups. Then we have the Six of Wands. That's looking really good so far. Then we have the Judgment card. Then we have the Lovers in reverse. The Two of Cups. Oh, this is interesting. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, this is really interesting. The Tower. Oh, my. And the Eight of Swords. Interesting, Gems. So overall, between the 1st through the 15th, the energy that's over you guys, like your influencing energy, is really good. It's a very celebratory energy. It's one of victory, celebrating yourself or other people celebrating you, public recognition, things of the sort. But the thing that I am seeing is, I think this is coming on the cusp of a not so happy time, right? It's more or less, okay, there was a decision that needed to be made, and I feel like it was a lot of responsibility that was being put on you to make this decision. I feel like this decision was made for you, but it wasn't your best interest. I just think the only issue is right now is there's a little bit of trouble seeing that. Because looking at the Judgment, looking at the Tower, looking at the Wheel of Fortune, like all of these things suggest that it's something that's divine intervention, right? So it's more or less being in a position to where you have to make a choice that's not an easy one, that may potentially be life-altering, you know what I mean? The ultimate moral dilemma, you know, or the fear of making the wrong decision. But I feel like the decision was made for you, not because you took too long or if you would have made the wrong decision. It's just because it was more or less like, I guess you would say, fated, you know. This is something where I don't think in and of your own volition, not saying that you would have made the wrong choice. I just feel like you guys felt like you wouldn't have been able to because it was so many extenuating circumstances. It kind of left you trapped of not knowing how it is to move forward, right? But I feel like soon enough, whenever this victory and stuff starts to show up, I feel like you guys are going to start to see that this was something that was in your highest good. So most importantly is to focus on yourself at the present moment. Oh my goodness. These cards are so hard to shuffle when they're new. Let me go in and clarify what's going on here. That's interesting. Whoa. Oh, 4 wands. So whatever this is working out. It just doesn't seem... Whoa, good Lord. Jesus. Okay, well, 3 cards fell out. Oh, these are like the cards you guys got last time. That's interesting. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the 7 of Swords. And we have the 10 of Swords. So there's an ending here. I just feel like the whole thing is... The Queen of Swords is very reminiscent to me of how this Queen of Pentacles is. It's more or less, that's my, allowing something to make you better, not bitter card. It's like, despite of what it is that's occurred in the recent past or what is still kind of residual going on now, and this is very relationship oriented, I can tell you that. This is a breakup, like a major, major breakup. But the thing that I'm seeing with this is, this breaking apart, and it may not feel like it right now, is the best thing that could have happened to you, in the sense that all of these cards are saying, like, it's divine intervention when spirit is pulling you out of a situation. You know what I'm saying? Falling out of the tower is not the best thing in America, right? But it's like, ultimately you see on the other side that it's what was best for you, right? Because seeing the Queen of Swords and seeing the 7 of Swords and then the 10 of Swords, that's all saying to me that there's an ending. This ending very well could involve a air sign person, which is Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Or that could just be you, because you're a Gemini. You know what I'm saying? Air sign. So it could be an ending that you called. But I feel like when everything fell apart, a truth was revealed in reference to something that someone had did, or the reason why you guys decided to... Well, you know what? It's almost like you guys were deciding, or something didn't feel right, and I feel like you guys were acting on your feelings almost. But I feel like when everything happened, and happened is what I mean, like presently, because I feel like this is presently happening for you guys. It's like, as things are kind of coming out or falling apart, you guys had almost like a gut feeling that you needed to start thinking about cutting this off or moving forward. And presently, it's like, as things are kind of falling apart, like truths are coming out, and you guys are starting to see that what you felt in your gut was actually correct, right? And I feel like this is going to lead to an ending. So residual energies is more or less you guys being trapped and not knowing how to move forward. But I feel like the more that you guys fixate on yourselves and what it is that you want and what you feel is in your highest good, I feel that you're going to see the truth that, you were more or less left in the cold even if you were in the situation. It's like the situation wasn't fully fulfilling your needs or what you desired, right? And it's making that decision to move forward, but you guys moving forward is in your highest good, because everything that it is that I feel like you didn't get past tense is what you now have the opportunity to come into, right? Seeing the 2 of Cups in your near future, that's saying to me that there's an opportunity like for a new, love connection. I wouldn't necessarily, it's possible where this connection could be renewed with this person. That's possible, because I'm not seeing the Death card here. So that doesn't mean that it's done. Because this very well could be, it could be a reconciliation. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? It could be a reconciliation with this other person, because if you guys made the decision to focus on yourself because of you finding this stuff out and things are like working out for you, be leery of that. And this person feels left out in the cold, it's very well that they could come back and make an offer. But it's all about if that's to your liking. You know what I'm saying? I think it may confuse you a tad bit, because I feel like if the person came back, they would be offering stability. You know what I'm saying? And wanting to start anew. And I feel like that would kind of confuse you. But I feel like what you would have to tune back into is what you really feel in your gut and what you feel is in alignment with you. And I just got a whole nother message for some of you guys. It looks like you got left out in the cold for an earth sign person. So Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Yeah, that might be what it is. This may be someone who left you out in the cold for this person, and they're coming back. So it's kind of like you being left out in the cold is what caused this big, eruption, so to speak, and this person may very well be coming back after all of this. And that's something that you really would have to, because I don't like telling people what you should or shouldn't do because I don't know your business like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to decide if that's in alignment with you or not. But in the extended, we're going to go more into, this person's motives and intentions and things of the sort. But the first card we have for them is the Four of Pentacles. Whoa. Then we have the Four of Wands. So y'all got that twice. Oh, so, Then we have the Empress. The Nine of Swords. Oh, good Lord. The Strength in reverse. Then we have the Nine of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And then the Queen of Wands. Lord to be. Okay. So, one thing I can tell you about you guys, person of interest and cross-watchers, this would be the Gemini person that you're cross-watching for. I don't know what to say about them. They're making me feel some type of way. So, the whole thing is here, this person, they're holding back. So, I would say they kind of left you guys out in the cold. I think it's very, very clear of what it is that you guys wanted out of this situation. But I feel like this person held back a great deal from giving emotionally or allowing the relationship to grow to, like, a higher level of commitment, so to speak. But they do see you as the Empress. Like, they see you as someone who's, like, wife material. And if, you're a dude, like, husband material, like someone who's very nurturing, caring, abundant, whether that's financially or just in how you're treating people, like a very kind-hearted, sweet person, right? But the whole thing is, it's become very clear to them now that the lack thereof of work that was put in, you know what I'm saying, is more than likely the reason why you guys are moving forward. Because it's almost like they were in the situation trying to get something out of it without investing anything, And with this person, it's a lack thereof of them listening to their intuition or opening up their heart space. But it's almost as if, like, you being a figure to them in their life that's too good to be true, if that makes sense. So it's almost like a thing with them of feeling as if they don't deserve someone that's that dope. You know what I'm saying? So it's the thought of, and people are like that sometimes. Like when you have like issues with opening up to people, it's like the fear of losing the person, right? Or being rejected by the person is what would prevent you from ever investing, which is kind of counterproductive because eventually a person's going to leave if they're not, getting reciprocity in a relationship. But I think it's become very clear to them now, and that's the thing that they're struggling with, that this breakdown or this falling apart is the reason why, like, it's their fault. Is the best way that I can put it. The breakdown of the relationship is their fault, right? So now it's more or less trying to make this decision of, like, not holding back anymore. I don't really feel like they're too privy of doing that. It's like a reluctance to open up now because they're already viewing you guys as having moved forward, if that's making sense. And I want to go ahead and clarify these for them. But it's like a thing with them now is realizing, oh, snap, like me not opening up is the reason why they actually left. Like, duh, no, really? So now it's the thing of, well, should I open up? Because it seems like they're not even worried about me anymore type of deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand humans. You be realizing all after the fact and whatnot. So you got the person that you want, We got the Emperor. That's interesting. Whoa, what's that? The Seven of Wands. I'm about to say the Seven of Swords. I've been doing that all day. The Emperor, the Seven of Wands, and one more spirit. In the Moon card. Oh, Lord to be. So the thing that I say is now, like, going forward, now their desire is to be the Emperor to your Empress, right? Whether they're male or female. It's a desire now to be the person it is that you more or less were asking them to be, and they want to fight for you. But the question is, if, with the Moon card, it's like them becoming, I don't want to say necessarily, oh, good Lord. Oh, never mind. We have the Judgment card. Is it becoming clear to them that a major shift has occurred? And y'all got the Judgment over here. So this is the thing. With the energy that's happening between the two of you, this is more or less a divine intervention type of thing. Like, and I don't see the Death card here, so I can't say 100% that this is over. But what I can insinuate from this is the fact that the way that the two of you related to each other, past tense, that can't be anymore. I can't say that it's over, because I feel like leaving this person out in the cold or refusing to put up with whatever was prior to, like this little sneaky energy going on here. I feel like now it's kind of set a standard to where this person knows that in order for them to come back, like it's become clear to them now that in order for them to come back, they would have to come correct. So that means if they're seeing you as the Empress, it would have to be them showing up as the Emperor. And whereas they weren't putting work in now, it's like with the Seven of Wands, it would require them to actually fight for it, right? And fight for it meaning that you guys have either moved on to another person, right? Or you guys have just moved on with your life, period. So it's going to require like a shit ton of effort and energy to even make you guys look in their direction, because I really don't feel like you guys are even looking in that direction anymore. But me looking at the fact that the Judgment showed up on your side and on their side as a clarifier, it's kind of letting me know that spiritually, and especially the cards that you guys have over here, the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Judgment, it's like you guys were called out of this situation because it wasn't in your highest good. So to me, it's saying that this was becoming self-destructive and toxic. So Spirit led you guys out of this situation. So I say going forward, yeah, they're coming to, but it's one of those things where I wouldn't want to tell you that you should or you shouldn't, because it depends on the people involved and the specific, you know, situation, circumstance, or what have you. But this ending was, I don't want to necessarily say fated, but it was divinely orchestrated, is the best way that I could put it. This was a divinely orchestrated ending between these two people. So how you guys move forward now would literally be based on Gemini's standards. God, are you serious? We have the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And that is Gemini's last card. That's interesting. So it's almost to me like as if you guys, dang, and then they got the Wheel of Fortune under here. Wow, that's crazy. It's almost, these people are like mirror reflecting each other a great deal, because y'all have a lot of the same cards here. A lot of the same cards. A lot of the same cards. So we're going to have to look at this in the extended to really see if this is something, because I don't know, y'all. If the Emperor done showed up and y'all got the Empress, you know what I'm saying? I can't really say that y'all not supposed to work something out. I don't know. You know, it's not my business. You know what I'm saying? But it's possible. You know? Sometimes people have to learn like that. But I mean, I guess it really depends on how much work this person is willing to put in going forward. But I mean, they're pretty clear on the fact that you guys have kind of moved forward in the fact of, if they do come back, it's going to have to be correct. The question is, are they going to come back correct? Because to know what you need to do and to actually do it are two very different things, Jimmies. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to look at that in the extended in the Lurkers Lounge over there on Vimeo. And Sagittarius just popped out. I don't know if it's relevant to anybody. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and look at the inner workings of the person over yonder. I was going to say something right there, but I'm going to be quiet, because that's me being petty. Be quiet, princess. Stop it. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and toss out the Dice of Resonance. And if you're not familiar with what this is, it's the 12 zodiac signs, two clarifying die of the roles that the person plays in your life, whether it's sun, moon, or rising. And you also have the ability to ask a yes or no question. So if you want to ask a question, go ahead and formulate that now, my dear. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to go ahead and toss them out. Oh, I was like, what is that? Virgo, Capricorn, family, yes, in a few months, and the Venus sign, and that could be female as well. So either female or the Venus symbol. Capricorn, Virgo, yes, in a few months, and family. So, Gemini, that has been your May 1st through the 15th reading. I love your freaking face. If you bought that Vimeo life, meet me over yonder. If not, I love your face, and I'll see you guys sooner than later. Deuces.
Energy, about to get in and fuck up the industry.